Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all staying healthy and safe. Uh, yeah, that's all I got for an intro. Anyways, today is going to be a video that I've never done before, but I've seen quite a few people do before and I really want to try it. And it is a Dupe the Vibes video, and I'm really excited. I have all of my singles out here ready to do. Well, okay, I'm a liar. I think I've left a few now that I think about it. Probably should have brought them here. I think it's only like 3 over there though, because it's what I saw in my eyes that I used back there. But anyways, I'm going to dupe the vibes of a palette I really, really wanted. And it's the Melt Cosmetics Beetlejuice collection. It is the book for the recently deceased palette. I really, really wanted that because I love green and purples together. And I love Beetlejuice. I was Beetlejuice for Halloween like a year ago for like my big main Halloween costume. So I love Beetlejuice. I love purple and green together. And I thought this palette would have been perfect for me. And it would have been my first melt purchase. And I was so excited. And then I saw some like review and swatch videos of it. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. I totally have colors just like that, or very similar to like that, and a few of the colors were a few of the purples were quite similar to each other tonally, and I'm just kind of like, I could probably just do that myself. So I'm going to bring out that video or the picture of it. So the first video I saw was Annette's Makeup Corner do that video, and I'm just like, oh bruh, I totally have all those colors. So I thought, you know what? Let's do this palette. It's really nice. So the palette's $48. So yeah, I'm gonna go look at Temptalia over here and see the palettes close up and whatnot to have like actual pictures of them. So if you haven't seen that palette, I'll show you a picture. Ignore the notifs on my phone. This is what that palette looks like. Okay, you can't see it, but pretend you can see it. Maybe if I have it darker, it doesn't help me. Anywho, I have pictures. I have colors very similar to it. There are 1 or 2 colors that aren't exact that I have. Like I don't have a perfect dupe for Paranormal. Or like I don't really have any close colors to it. I don't go for a dark emerald green. But a few of these other colors I definitely have something similar, or that can at least give me that vibe. So I will show you all of my singles that I have out, and we'll go from there. This is my empty palette I'm going to be using, so yeah. I'm not going to use any of these. These are all from Beauty Bar Baby. They're beautiful, but I'm not going to use them. This is all ColourPop. I might pick 1 or 2 out of here, so I'll set this one aside. I have to reorganize all my singles too, by the way, so I might be doing a video on that. Some Cleona. I might pull maybe 1 of those. We'll set that aside. So my Menagerie. There's definitely 1 for sure I want to pull for my Menagerie, so I will set this one aside. This one is a Cleona palette, but it has a bunch of random singles that I'm also planning on doing a declutter, so I'll do that sometime soon as well. But there are a few colors in here I want to possibly pull. What's this one? More Cleona. Might pull some from there. A lot of Cleona. These are all my specialty shades and like highlighty shades. I'm not gonna pull any from there. And then this one and this big Give Me Glow one has some Give Me Glow, some JD Glow, some Davina, and some Terra Moons. There are a few colors I might pull from there as well. Okay, so I have not narrowed it down at all. So I'm just going to start pulling colors and we'll see There you go. Hopefully I'll remember where to put them all. So I'll just start with this big old palette. So I'm gonna pull this shade out here. This is JD Glow Limelight. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna pull, let's see here. I'm gonna reference some stuff in here. I'm gonna pull Alfaba from Davina. I'm gonna pull some of these ones. Tessenda and also Virago from Davina. And I'm also gonna pull probably this one. Vixen from Davina. You know what? I'm also going to pull this UFO from Terra Moons. And I'm going to pull another Davina, so Asteria we're going to pull. Alright. Nice. Sorry, you're not really seeing. This is what I've got so far. Which, TBH, boom, done. Beetlejuice palette, complete. No. But honestly, it looks like already kind of looking like we got it. So I am going to pull these three from Cleona as an idea. This is the foiling. I gotta remember the order of this, otherwise I'm gonna hate myself. Ornamental. Chalice. Now I'm not using all of these yet. They're just kind of colors I'm pulling to possibly use in this palette. So I'll also pull out Medieval. Okay. Now in this big old palette here, I think I'm gonna pull Celesta. Oopsie poopsies. I'm gonna pull this one as well. Parthenos from Davina. I'm gonna pull this one. Starfire from Davina. And I'll pull this as well. Shy Violet from Davina. I'm not gonna pull like a lime or a neon green, even though I did use a neon green for my Beetlejuice look last year. I'm trying to see here. Okay, I totally have some of these 100%, 100,000,000% covered. But so from here, I am for sure pulling Eel Electric from Menagerie. That is one for sure. And then actually, I'm gonna pull without dropping it, Alium, also from Menagerie. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Looking at this and looking at what I've already pulled, I'm actually not going to pull any of the regular Cleona shades, so that goes to the side. And now from ColourPop, there's a few from here I'm going to pull. Let's just pull this one. Seeing Stars. Bloop, that one in there. Let's pull this one just for funsies. No Scrub. That's what it's called. Okay, whatever. I'm not the one making the names. And then I'm going to pull two of these. Koi, and also, I think this one's Paper Tiger. Nope, totally bugging. Alright. So, I'm going to squeeze some stuff around so I can just show you what I've pulled so far. Because TBH, this is the Beetlejuice palette already. This is what I've got so far. Y'all. This is basically already that Beetlejuice palette. Alright, I don't have to do any more. So if you look at it, yeah, I totally, boom, dupe them vibes already. The only thing that's not really a dupe is anything for paranormal. I just don't have a deep evergreen shimmer. I only have deep evergreen mattes, and even then I don't even have really that, actually. Yeah, those are all like more mossy greens. Even on my eyes, they're more mossy. I don't have any true like blue-green mattes up in this hizzy, so haha, okay. So far what I have in here is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, I have 21 shades in here. We're gonna cut this down to 8. So honestly, it's a little difficult just looking at this because like this is that Beetlejuice palette. Like you have like your green shades that are a little bit more lime-ish, chartreusey. You got your deep purples. You got some more mid-tone, brighter purples. You have these kind of greeny golds, and then you have these kind of mustardy yellows. Which, to be honest, mustard yellows are like these two tones of yellows do not show up on me like at all. I try to swatch them, and it doesn't. It doesn't show up like at all. It's kind of a bummerooski. But anyways, so I'm gonna go through this and try to make it a little more of a small thing. So I'm probably gonna go in a different, I might use my phone and show you guys what this looks like, just so it's easier, I guess, to see. Maybe not. Ooh, it's kind of difficult. So in this palette it has, so 4 shimmers, 4 mattes, it looks like. But those mattes look, or those shades in general just look very similar. And I think I pulled really similar. So I might change up having these shimmers because I don't know if I necessarily want this many purple shimmers that are very much similar tones. Granted, 2 of them are, well, all 3 of them are duochrome, multichrome-ish. Like this, one part of me wants Asteria because it is a deeper green, but it shifts purpley red, and I don't know if I want, like, I guess realistically it would be more cohesive to have one that shifts kind of that purple because it would fit in with the theme more, but I already have so many purpley shimmers that kind of are that same tone, but this one's green. Like it's very green on my eyes. Unless I want to keep Parthenos, which is less sparkly and shimmery, and it's also not as dark. But this one it shifts more to like a blue green, like a deep emerald blue teal situation. Okay. I think, oh boy, I'm gonna have to swatch and see, at least for the purples, at least the shimmery purples. I have 3 shimmery purples here. Let's push some stuff over here. And I'm gonna keep 2. This is what they look like. So this one is Medieval from Cleona, Starfire from Divina, and UFO from Terra Moons. Medieval is more like a grape purple with some blue shimmers. Starfire is more of a burgundy purple, and UFO is more of a true deep or mid purple with some pink shimmers in it. They're all, you know what? I actually put them all very similar to each other. I think I'm gonna knock out Davina. Goodbye, Davina. So now I have to reorganize my whole life. I think those are more, I think these 2 are most different from each other. We'll see. I will definitely put full swatches of my final decision in here at the end. So as I re-slap everything in here. Now I could have gone with this color too, which is more of a satin, and it's amacity. I could have gone with this one, but I want some specialness in here. Oh, you know what? I do kind of have a deeper green, but it's from Luxie, and I don't really like it. This is Queen of Mean. It's pretty, but it doesn't work for me. So, I mean, I could put it in here, but I also could have put in one of these jeweled multi-chromes, but I think that would have really thrown some stuff off. Okay, now I'm gonna go through these like golden green shimmers that I really like. That would be for the shade Neurotic. It's golden-ish, but I would dare I say it's more green gold. Swatches, please. Yeah. Looking at it, Temptalia calls it a very warm-toned light green with metallic finish. So, really all of these shades could really work when I look at them. Dang. Okay, this is a problem. Because all of these shades are so incredibly similar. Here, I'll move some of these around and show you just how god dang similar they are. I'm a little ashamed of myself at this point. I do have another shade that's also one of these kinds of goldy greens that I have on my lids right now, but it's in a separate palette because I used it and I didn't grab it. Can you see how similar? Oh, they actually look kind of different this way. But they are excruciatingly similar when I look at them. I definitely gravitate the most to Limelight, to be honest. I love this shade so much. This is a Metalon shade from JD Glow, and it's probably my favorite out of all of these types of shades, as much as I love Celesta. Because all of these other ones either are too burnished gold or actually skew a little too green. But I would say if you have any of these, you could definitely use them in the sets. I think I'm going to go with the JD Glow shade. But I will say all these other shades, if you have them, totally same vibes. I've also realized pulling all of these, since they all look kind of similar, these are also all good options if you have these to also dupe vibes for. So if you wanted one or two of the shades from this palette and you already have a bunch of singles, you could dupe this palette. Like if I wanted to have an unlimited amount of shades, I could have just kept all the shades that I pulled and then bam, that's the waiting room palette. But I'm not going to do that for your sake. So these are just other options that you could definitely use. So if you have Celesta from Divina, or if you have any of Ornamental, Foiling, Corrosion, which I have on my lids, and what's this one? Chalice, all from Cleona. If you have those ones, those work great as a dupe as well, along with the JD Glow. I'm gonna put these all back. Wrong palette. When I think about it, I did. Wow, this is getting funky. Whew. Sorry, not the best quality. My bad. But when I was thinking of doing this, I thought of doing it kind of in a different way and having multiple shades for each shade in the melt palette to give you guys multiple variations and choices. Like, oh, if you have any of these ones, it can substitute for this. If you have any of these ones, it can substitute for this. Which is kind of the same thing as I'm doing, but it's a little more roundabout, I guess. Because I'm still giving you many options and telling you what these all. I will list all of them down below if I can, just to give you guys as many options as possible. So you kind of already know, like, I'm not saying buy these all separately, because if you do, that would cost a lot of money. But if you already have these, then you can just pick and choose and pull what ones you have to do this palette. You know what I mean? Okay, okay. So I only have two shades to kind of choose from for paranormal. just because I don't have a deep dark green. So I think since paranormal in and of itself doesn't seem super super sparkly or anything, I think I'm gonna go with Parthenos from Divina, just because it's just blue instead of shifting purple, and I think that'll kind of give it a little bit more interesting and also be a little bit closer to paranormal. So Asteria goes back into its home. Next for this is, what the heck is this name? Say draw a door? Okay. Well, I kind of want to throw this one in here. I'm gonna choose these, or show you guys these three, because I kind of want to, yeah, so it's kind of like mustardy with a tinge of green, kind of yellow shade. So it's these, oh my gosh, it's these three right here. So it's Koi, Totally Buggin', and then from ColourPop, and then Alfaba from Divina. Alfaba is more green by kind of a lot when you look at it. And I think it would kind of tie in better when I look at it. Oh, but it seems kind of similar. I might be a liar. Just kidding. You know what? I'm not including Alfaba in that one. That one's too green. I think they are very similar, just one slightly lighter than the other. So I think I'm gonna go with Koi from ColourPop instead of Totally Buggin'. But if you have either of them, I think either of them will work. They are very, very similar. One is just slightly lighter than the other. Goodbye. Totally Buggin'. Okay. Now looking at the more lime or chartreusey greens, and we only have purples left. So I think, as much as I really like how Alfaba looks, it's a little too yellow, I want to say. And No Scrub has some glitter particles in it, and it's kind of, Looking at it, I kind of wish that there was an in-between of both of those. Well, you know, Alfaba's kind of close to being an in-between. It's slightly less green. But Beetlejuice is pretty green. Okay. Out of those choices, I would knock out No Scrubs. It's a little too light. Okay. And I would say if you have either the Menagerie Electric, which I don't know if she's discontinuing or not, and then if you have Alfaba from Divina, I would say they're both pretty good to include in this palette, but I am going to go with Electric. No, Electric. Do you guys know FX? K-pop group. But yeah, Alfaba would be a good choice too. I think Alfaba goes here. You know what though? I think also a good. Would I rather have? No, it's too light. I thought about including Juncia, but I think that's just too light. Well, nah. We'll stick with what I got. Now I have gross on my hands. Now, we already did. You know what? Maybe I messed up here. I gotta. It's gonna get gross, man. I think I'm gonna have to get. Well, no. You know what? Those are actually. I might have changed my mind on here. Looking at swatches. Am I actually gonna go this one instead? Yeah. Okay, so I'm a liar. Swatching these out, I think I'm gonna go with Starfire instead of UFO. Because I think UFO is too not different enough, I guess. Or it's more like, man, it's pretty, but I don't think it's. Oh, these shift the same though. That's the problem. But on the eye, they're more different. Oh, I'm having a struggle. So looking at swatches, Starfire is very similar to Little Accident. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna switch out. UFO is not gonna be included, but Divina's Starfire will be. Okay. Now onto the matte. So it's 2 colors left. This was kind of tough. So now I need a. These swatches are so similar. So I'm gonna get like a mid-tone or a dark purple and then a light purple, which I have all the purples in the world, to be honest. So one part of me wants to just go with Tasenda and then Vixen from Divina, but another part of me is like, but you really love using Seeing Stars from ColourPop. And that's probably closer to what's in the Melt palette. But another part of me is like, well, they're also similar. This is really difficult. Here, I'll show you guys probably in order of deepest to lightest. So this is what we got so far. They look very similar. In that palette, there's not too many dark shades at all. Like, there's nothing as dark as Tasenda or Virago. But I think I want to keep. I'm for sure gonna throw out Virago. I think this neon pigment is a little too pink for me, so I'm gonna throw out Shy Violet from Divina, even though I love that shade, to be honest. It's definitely a favorite of mine. And now we're here. I'd rather have. Oh. Here's what we're working with right now. I feel like I want to keep the darkest and the lightest because you can always mix them together. But at the same time, do I want to keep like a light and a mid-tone? I have so many dark. Or do I want to do dark and a mid-tone? But I think I'm gonna say goodbye to the ColourPop one. Once again, though, if you have it, it is a very good option. Because look at that. It's this one. So nice. It's a really nice mid-tone purple. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite purples to use. But if you don't have it, it's whatever. If you do have it, I would say throw it into this palette. If you wanted to make it a little bit of a bigger palette. Which, who knows, I might actually say screw it, I'm adding in one more shade. I'm making it a 9 pan instead of an 8. Oh, I'm really stuck between. You know what? No, not that stuck. I'm gonna say goodbye to Alien from Menagerie. But once again, if you have a bunch of Menagerie, throw Alien in there and it'll definitely work for that purple. I think it's very similar to what these swatches are in the palette. Like, really similar, actually. Like, really, if I want to go the most similar in this palette, I would probably choose Alien and Seeing Stars, but they are not that different from each other. Like, they're different, but they're not as versatile, maybe, is what I'm looking for the words here. But if you have it, I would say you could totally include that if you want to dupe the vibes. But if you want to dupe the vibes, then have like a larger palette instead of going exactly 8. So I'm going to assemble these in the way that that palette is and show you guys what she looks like. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. It's really not the most similar, but it is definitely vibe duping for sure. It might be a little weird because of the pan sizes and everything. Okay, not to throw you all off, but here it is. That's the palette. It actually looks very, very similar. It's definitely a dupe the vibe kind of thing. I wonder if I can. I don't have anything to wipe my hands off on. Um, but yeah, I'll just tell you the final decisions here. So you have Electric, Parthenos, Koi, Limelight, Medieval, Tasanda, Starfire, and Vixen. Now, if I wanted to make this palette a little bit bigger and a little more well-rounded, I would definitely add Seeing Stars, I would add Elphaba, and I'd probably add a light shimmer to this if I wanted to really expand it a little bit more. So if I had to go with a light shimmer, I'd probably go with one of my more special shades, wherever they may be. Like any of these, I'd probably go with one that's gold to green. So I would either go with this one from Bitter Lace, which is electric, another electric, dang, or from Beauty Bar Baby, this one, which is Hallucination. I'd probably go with those two if I wanted to expand this palette a little bit, make it a little more of a one palette kind of thing. Sorry, this lighting gets wonky on me. Just because I would make it more well-rounded, more full, and it'd be more of a people that it'd be more people that just want to grab one palette and then be done with it instead of having to pull a palette and then pull various other shades to kind of supplement it. You know what I mean? So I will swatch all of these and insert the swatches here. And yeah, I might do a look with this to see how I can do. I don't know. I don't know. I think I did pretty good considering this is my first Dupe the Vibes video I've ever done. I kind of wanted to do a Dupe the Vibes of the Waiting Room palette, but I don't have a ton of reds and I don't have any grays or blacks that are singles. I only have one gray and one black, and that is both in the Creepy Cute palette from Strobe. So that would not be a successful Dupe the Vibes. I have like what? One true red. Otherwise, it's all like orangey reds or pinky reds, or more pinks that lean a little bit more red, or oranges that lean a little more red, you know? I want to be very successful. But, yo, if these are all the same pans sizes and shapes, I would say I successfully duped the book for the recently deceased. The handbook for it. I 100%. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just called the recently deceased Beetlejuice Press Pigment Palette. But I would say I 100% successfully duped that. Oh, for sure. For sure, for sure. Well, except for Paranormal. That's the only one I didn't like in an exact dupe. Or like, it's it's dupe-ish, but not like 100%. Like it's still kind of a light green, but it does shift to a blue, so like you could capture that evergreen in between if you try hard enough. If you have this palette from Melt, please let me know how close I actually got to kind of duping the vibes. Tell me if you think it was successful, because I had a kind of a lot of fun doing this. I really thought about doing this since I saw those palette like reviews and stuff. So I'm just like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. You know what? Let's do a dupe the vibes video. That'd be so fun. So tell me if you think I was successful. I think I was successful, but I'm biased because, this is my work. I did it. You know what I mean? It's with what I had, so I think I was successful. Just looking at it makes me happy. I love green and purple. But of course, I would not leave it as an 8 pen. I would probably fill in a little bit more of the spaces. I'd probably have another matte purple in here, and then another shimmer, possibly. Like a really light shimmer to go for my like highlighting areas, like in the inner corner on the face, like I said. I'd probably add maybe one or two more matte purples because I'm a hoe for purple eyeshadow. Purple and pinks get me every time. So, and then yeah, I would also probably add in another green matte as well. Probably one of those more mossier greens. Even though it's not really like Beetlejuicy, but I think it would kind of fit with the vibe as it's Tim Burton, so it's a little bit darker or a little bit more gritty in color scheme. Yeah, I think I'd add probably my other the two matte purples I didn't want to get rid of, and then maybe just one of those matte purples, and then another matte green, and then a really light highlighty shade. Those would be the only three things I would add to it. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it at these 8 shades, and I'm going to leave it at the swatches of these 8 shades. Yeah. Let me know if you have that melt palette, was it worth it? Should that have been my first melt palette? My first melt purchase, actually. I've never bought from Melt. So should that have been my first melt purchase? Let me know down below. If you like this video and would like to see more, please let me know what palettes you would want to see me attempt to dupe if I have the abilities. I'll definitely look up your suggestions, and if I have enough of those colors in my singles collection, I will totally attempt to dupe the vibes again and maybe try a different filming way. Who knows? Um, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please let me know your thoughts about this video down below. I would really like to get feedback and stuff like that. So I hope you all have I hope you all have a good rest of your day and take some time to play with some makeup because yo, it's so fun. Even if you don't dupe a whole palette, if you only wanted to dupe like a line of a palette that interests you, or like one little section of a palette that interests you, do that because it's fun. It's fun because You get to touch your makeup and just see what you got. You know what I mean? Alright, thanks again for watching me and listening to me ramble. I will see you all next time. Bye!